Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sam or xJawz, and today I'm bringing you guys another frequently asked questions video. If you're unfamiliar with this series on my channel, basically got some gameplay in the background here that isn't going to be related to what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm just going to be answering questions that have been asked me by subscribers via Facebook and Twitter. So the reason why I do this series is because a lot of people ask me a lot of questions on a frequent basis, and one of the main ways that people used to ask me questions was by messaging me on YouTube. And what I felt when people would message me on YouTube is that although I can answer each person's question individually, a lot of the time I end up answering the same question 5 or 10 times in one day, and up to like 100 times over the course of a week or so. So I thought it would be really cool for me to interact with my subscribers via Facebook and Twitter and answer you guys questions this way. That way I can avoid repeat questions, and also people who might have had their questions in their mind but didn't want to necessarily message me about them, well, I can answer your questions as well. So anyway, today I'm going to be starting off with a question from Facebook. This one comes from Dalton N, and he's going to be asking, will you still be playing the Xbox 360 when you're a lot older? So I'm assuming he's more or less just talking about gaming in general, and he's also trying to say that, do I think I will be playing games when I'm a lot older? So the answer to this question, I think the best way to put it is that I don't know. And I guess I should elaborate on that. I am not one of those people who has always had gaming as a significant and important part of their life. So the thing with me is I'm really enjoying gaming, and I'm really enjoying living in the here and now and having a ton of fun doing just that. I think I just was saying something really redundant there, but nonetheless, what I'm trying to say here is that I'm not ruling out the possibility that in 2 years, 3 years, a decade from now, I won't be playing games at all. If future Sam, the me from the future came back in time and had nothing more important to say than, hey, you won't be playing Call of Duty 6 months from now, I'd just say, alright. If he couldn't tell me why, that'd be okay with me, because I'm sure things will come up in my future that will stop me from doing this. Not to say that anything extremely drastic will happen, but it could happen. I don't know. There are several things. There are an infinite amount of possibilities, and I'm not one of those people, again, who's going to say, hey, I need to be playing Black Ops or Call of Duty forever. So let's go to the next question. Let's spend a little bit too much time answering that one. I'll try and speed the process up. The next question comes from Gabriel T, and he asks, hey Sam, I got a question. How many days does it take you to go from prestige to prestige? So I get this question a lot because a lot of people see how high prestige I am, and then see if they send me a private chat and go check out my combat record. A lot of people are really surprised with how little days I've played. I get comments on my videos all the time by just random people who stumble upon the video like, hey, no life, you have absolutely no life, this and that. And what a lot of people fail to realize is that just because I'm a high prestige doesn't mean I have so many days played. And what I find a lot, and this happens way more often than you would think, is I get called a no life in a lobby by somebody 2, 3, even 4 prestiges lower than me. And if you go to their combat records, a lot of time they'll have more days played than me, and this is a ton of fun. And I was even thinking of making a compilation video of I would record the in-game lobbies of all these people who are accusing me of being no life, or no life, and then it ends up being that they actually play this game more than I do, which is a little bit, I guess, not sad, but I mean it's kind of funny that people would make that assumption and then kind of realize that they're the actual no life, not me. So I think that's kind of funny how it twists around on people, but the fact of the matter is I don't record with a HD PVR anymore unless I'm recording a game that I recorded in theater or that was recorded by theater, so it wasn't really practical for me to go ahead and do that. So next question, this one is coming from Greenblood09, and he says, do you read? If so, what are your favorite books? So I do read, and I think that reading is a great way to not only expand your vocabulary, but sort of just kind of be and seem a little bit smarter. A lot of people who aren't really that smart, and this even is true for some commentators, I'm not naming names and I'm not trying to call anybody out, I'm not trying to do that at all. I'm just saying that I noticed that a lot of commentators, although they might be rambling on in their videos and talking about nothing important whatsoever, if they can sort of present themselves as somebody who has a, I guess, relatively large or just sort of like intricate vocabulary, they can really sound like they're really smart, even though they're not really talking about anything necessarily significant. So even though I don't really throw around words like benevolent all the time. I just think that, you know, that's something that you could do if you wanted to sound smart. So reading is definitely a way to do just that. So anyway, moving on. Next thing I wanted to talk about is this next question, which somebody asked many times before. Many people have asked me this question in the past, is what sensitivity do you play on and why, and any recommendations? So yeah, I actually have an answer to both of these questions, or all three of these questions. So number one, I do play on 3 sensitivity. The reason why is because a lower sensitivity definitely allows you to be a more accurate player. And recommendations, while this is, you know, not going to be very specific to everybody, but I'd say that a ton of people, the most frequent question that I get, or the most frequent comment that I get when I say what sensitivity I am, a lot of people will respond and say, I play on 10 sensitivity and I have perfect accuracy. I'm just fine. In fact, I have, you know, better accuracy than you do probably. And even though you might, what you need to realize is that at the end of the day, no matter what your accuracy is on 10 sensitivity, unless you're somebody who only uses a sniper rifle, your accuracy is going to go up when you use a lower sensitivity. Now, for the first week, it might be tough. You might have a difficult time adjusting, but in the long run, it's definitely going to help you out. If you ask any professional players what sensitivity they play on, typically the people who, you know, play hardcore game battles will play on a high sensitivity, and typically the people who will play MLG variant and the pro circuit ladders for game battles are going to play on a low sensitivity. So that's what I would recommend for you guys if you're playing public matches that are regular core games, not hardcore. So anyway, guys, that's the end of this frequently asked questions video. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to, you know, get to too many questions, but hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a rating. And also, don't forget to check out my Facebook and Twitter pages. There'll be a link to both of those in the description of this video, and via them you can ask me questions for future episodes of frequently asked questions. See you guys later. Bye.